Listen and sing to a very funny thing that happened to McGee. He went one day down to the bay to swim in the briny sea. Now the weather being damp, he said he'd have a gamp. What a very silly thing to do. He dove down to the bottom, came up to the brim, and after the skies he flew. And he's gone on to glory. He's gone flip, flop, he's gone on to glory, and he's just wiped off the map. They're searching near and far. They're searching silly for they can't find Jimmy, and they don't know where he are. Now little Billy Prance said in a trance he'd die for £1,000. Their bet was made and Billy was laid underneath the ground. For 6 long months he lay there in the new grave that they made him. But when they came to dig him up, they didn't know where they laid him, and he's gone on to glory. He's gone flip, flop, he's gone on to glory, and he's just wiped off the map. They're searching near and far. They're searching silly for they can't find Billy, and they don't know where he are. Now Tim McGee was an engineer. He drove the Scotch Express. So God says, Tim, I'd feel very glad if I could win that race. So off he went at 100 miles an hour. Timmy would be first. 10 to 1 it would have been, but the bloomin' boiler bust, and he's gone on to glory. He's gone flip, flop, he's gone on to glory, and he's just wiped off the map. They're searching near and far. They're searching for McGee, he's gone Fiji, and they don't know where he are. Now Michael McGannon, hell of a cannon that could fire 1,000 ton. So God says, hey, I'll go and see that mighty gun. So off he went one fine day. He didn't know the cannon was loaded. He stepped aside to light his pipe, and the feckin' thing exploded, and he's gone on to glory. He's gone flip, flop, he's gone on to glory, and he's just wiped off the map. They're searching near and far. They're searching for McGannon, who exploded with a cannon, and they don't know where he are.
Whoa! Well done. Oh, great stuff. Well done. Walter Overcausey, welcome indeed to another edition of The Irish at Home and Abroad. Now, just to remind you, later on in the programme, we'll be crossing over the Irish Sea to join Martin Logan in Manchester, who's out and about once again with the Irish community in the UK. But here we have a very special show coming to you from Tune. We're joined by Dick Hogan, one of the country's finest singers. He's a native of Tipperary, living in Dublin, and that was his opening song called the Flip Flop Song. You're very welcome indeed, Dick.
Yes, how are you?
Yeah, a very strange song, if you don't mind me saying, unusual song.
Yes, it's the Flip Flop Song. It was sung by Michael Russell, and of course I always had a great love for the traditional music and singing of County Clare, and the singing especially was totally different to the kind of singing we were reared on. In Tip, the diet was really old nationalistic songs and ballads, and a more straight type of song like Dear Old Newport Town, and there was lots of songs like that. And when I went to Clare first, my first trips to Clare would have been in 1970. God, it's nearly 50 years now. But the next thing I heard Michael Russell singing and Tom Lenihan singing, and it was so totally different. I just couldn't believe it, so I fell in love with
the whole thing. Yeah. So much so that to date you have a box collection of 25 albums.
Yeah.
That's some collection of songs.
Yeah, it is. There's about 200 songs in the collection, and I always had a thing that you must have repertoire, like a musician needs repertoire in his music. So wherever you go, you have something suitable for the occasion, or if you're in a particular county, you might like to sing particular material, you know.
You'd want a good memory.
Yeah, well, that's true. But it is amazing, like, all the great big epic songs of Gaeilge and in English. I can remember them all, and some of the ones I learned in more recent years, I'd slip up on them regularly. You know, but anyhow.
Well, that's the collection. It's called the Hogan Collection. 25 CDs, fantastic songs from all over Ireland, very humorous songs, classic songs, and great ballads. In fact, you mentioned Gaeilge there. Your next song is going to be a song in Irish.
Yeah. Énach Bhean na Gaoithe, or The Fair of Wine Gap. And it's just a light-hearted little song of Gaeilge about what was
the old fair day.
Average fair, you know, selling cattle, sheep, pigs, bonnows, and people selling barley sugar to kids and things like that. And
well, you brought a few musicians with you. Who are they?
Yes, indeed. We have Trasa Ní Canning, and a famous Tuam woman, and of course I know Trasa for God only knows how many, over 40 years. I think Trasa is the world champion step dancer as well. She travelled all over the world with Co.Tipperary, and of course an outstanding singer and guitar player. Then we have Pat Broderick of the famous Broderick family, Galway family, and Pat, of course, is a renowned piper going back again. I know Pat over 40 years, I suppose, from the old Galway scene. And
then we have
Paddy Sweeney from the county, you're Leitrim or Sligo, Paddy, you're on the border, Leitrim. And Paddy is another famous musician that we travelled to Australia with, and South Africa, all over the States and everything. So Paddy is an old friend as well.
Well, it's lovely to have you here, folks. So here is Dick Hogan to sing for you.
Vid ei velsen og kellan enok morkideris ignes Kjolten eta sportis levsal fjola glisse kon biaun Vi whisky selan fingen niva Braunda klær og briver Plulle disher anshin cheris Kasha skels an jilauden Raudelam randy, raudelam randy, raudelam randy ready, raudelam randy, small and round time carry. Vi sjukri skilta abestrisini milla gera kiska, morkrit fina fjolskikinis bahilvla skrinan grevi. Vi aun fjol kriga vir og villes vi aun fjol drindes nesking, vi salnes liker alle dies kan eller velde. Raudelam randy, raudelam randy, raudelam randy ready. Raudelam randy, small and round time carry. All lena bekro este vishi dera dogen. Shape on shade skilling is trailes ni van legan pronoun. Half a destiny offer in Norvega. Der går all round, couple griba jakare gil, say andan og salfadan og ponies. Raudelam randy, raudelam randy, raudelam randy ready. Raudelam randy, is small and round time carry.
Wow! Well done, folks, well done. Oh, wonderful to hear a song of Gaeilge. You've also brought a book out,
yes.
Dick, the Hogan Collection. Quite
Yeah.
an impressive book.
It is, yeah. As songbooks go, it's a very big book. I think it's one of the biggest songbooks of tradition I've ever produced, and the entire collection, as recorded, and this is in the book. So the first 50 pages or so are forwards by various experts like Vincent Vallely, Massey Joe Hamish, Ron Kavanagh, Eamon Brophy, Martin Gaffney, and people, and they comment on, they were invited to talk about the collection, its importance or whatever, and they spoke very authoritatively on it, and I invited them, as I said, to talk, and I said, anything you say is going to be put down here verbatim. I'm not going to the doctors in any way, it'll be put down.
As it is,
yes,
as it is. Well, just before the break, to remind you, we're coming to you from Reepe's Pub here in Tuam with Dick Hogan singing wonderful songs and these musicians, and we'll be continuing our journey of songs and music in part 2. So to take us there, here we have Dick Hogan with Down by the Glen Side.
I'll just do 2 verses of this, and of course this is the great old song by Peadar Carney, the famous old nationalist, and he's the man, of course, who wrote our national anthem as well. Well, down by the Glen Side, I met an old woman. She was plucking young nettles, and she ne'er saw me coming. I listened a while to the song she was humming. Glory, oh, glory, oh, to the bold Fenian men. Well, I passed on my way. God be praised that I met her. Be my life long or short, I will never forget her. Well, we may have great men, but we'll never have better. Glory, oh, to the bold Fenian man.
Lovely, well done there. Good stuff. Great.
What brought you into my room, to my room, to my room? What brought you into my room? Said the mistress unto Dan.
I came here to court your daughter, ma'am. I thought it no great harm, ma'am.
Ah, Dan, me dear, you're welcome here.
Thank you, ma'am, says Dan.
How came you to know me daughter, me daughter, me daughter? How came you to know me daughter? Said the mistress unto Dan.
Going to the well for water, ma'am, to raise the can I taught her, ma'am.
Ah, Dan, 'tis you're the handyman.
Thank you, ma'am, says Dan. Now she's a bonny girl, your daughter, your daughter, your daughter. She's a bonny girl, your daughter, and I like her well, says Dan.
She's a girl that's fit for any man, and has a grow for you, dear Dan. Ah, Dan, me dear, you're welcome here.
Thank you, ma'am, says Dan.
Oh, you can have me daughter, me daughter, me daughter. Oh, you can have me daughter, said the mistress unto Dan. But if you take me daughter, Dan, of course you'll also take me Dan. Ah, Dan, me dear, you're welcome here.
Thank you, ma'am, says Dan.
Now this couple they got married, got married, got married. This couple they got married to Miss Elizabeth and Dan. And now he has her father and her mother and her brother and Dan, 'tis you're the lucky man.
No, thank you, ma'am, says Dan.
You're very welcome back to part 2 of the Irish at Home and Abroad. Well, we're here in Tuam in the company of one of Ireland's finest singers, Dick Hogan. And there he was with the lovely song opening our second part of the show called Thank You, Ma'am. Very welcome back, Dick. That song, that's a Delia Murphy song, isn't it?
It is indeed. Thank you, ma'am, says Dan. And Delia Murphy was one of the most important singers in traditional Ireland because she brought a bit of brightness into people's lives all through the grim old 40s, 50s and 60s. Everybody remembers Delia Murphy and the famous Walton's programmes. And I had the privilege of knowing Delia because, believe it or not, when I was in Diggs in Rathmines first, way back in 1970, the couple in the house were from County Mayo, and Delia was from Hollymount in the very south of Mayo. And she was a great friend of the woman of the house, so she used to come and visit, and I got to know her briefly then, and I think she died around 1974 or something.
We're here now in the second part show. Before the break, just to remind people, we came to you from the Reepe's Bar, and we've moved down here now for the second part of the show to the Thatch Pub. And I just want to ask you, Dick, what brought you to Tuam anyway for this programme?
Oh yes, well I wanted to do the programme. I was thinking of a location in Ireland to do it, and I couldn't think of a better place than Tuam, because we've been here at the festival every year, and it's one of the greatest traditional music festivals in Ireland because it's nice and small, but Anne Cohen, who is the main organiser of it, knows who to invite, and she gets the creme de la creme of the older musicians, primarily for the sessions, but then all the younger musicians have a role as well in various things around town. But Anne, her heart is in the right place. She understands traditional music, she loves it, and I know Anne since the old days in the mid-1970s, going into the famous Galway pub in Dublin, the Man of Arden, where
down at the quays there.
Down on the quays, down near Houston Station, and you had everybody, like you had the Jimmy McGreevy, Joe Burke, Anne Conroy, the greatest musicians in Ireland went there, and Anya, or Tressa here beside us. Tressa was one of the mainstays, and she was one of the great singers in those sessions.
Do you have another song for us, Dick? This is about the old turf fire.
Oh yes. The old turf fire, well,
it's part of our heritage.
Indeed, and it's one of the lovely little songs. It's a nice short little song, and you don't hear it anymore nowadays. I think it was John McCormack.
Right,
and of course, no better man than John McCormack.
All right, we'll let you up to the fire there because we have the turf fire on. Margaret here, the banshee of the house here, has put on a special turf fire for us today for this programme. Right. So up to the fire there and sing. So here we are, Dick Hogan with the old turf fire.
The old turf fire and the heart swept clean. Sure there's no one half so happy as myself and Mary Kane. With the baby in the cradle, you can hear her mammy say, wouldn't you go to sleep, Alana, till I wet your daddy's tail. Now the man that I work for is a richer man than me, but somehow in this world fate we never can agree. He has big towering mansions and castles over all, but sure I wouldn't exchange with him me little marble hall. Oh, the old turf fire and the heart swept clean. Sure there's no one half so happy as myself and Mary Kane. With the baby in the cradle, you can hear her mammy say, wouldn't you go to sleep, Alana, till I wet your daddy's tail. Now I've got a little house and a tidy bit of land. Sure you'd never see the better on the side of Knocknagran. I've no piano in the corner and no pictures on the wall, but I'm somehow quite contented in me little marble hall. Oh, the old turf fire and the hands swept clean. Sure there's no one half so happy as myself and Mary Kane. With the baby in the cradle, you can hear her mammy say, wouldn't you go to sleep, Alana, till I wet your daddy's tail.
turf fire there, and of course I see you put a few sods of turf on the fire as well.
Yes, indeed,
Dave.
yeah.
Now before that, of course, we had a lovely duet. Thank you, ma'am, says Dan. And I'm sure a lot of people wondering who you were singing with.
Oh, yeah, that was my wife, Bridget.
And do you sing like that all the time?
We do indeed, and we often sing that, and everybody loves us. We sing it at sessions everywhere we go. You know, I'm sure Bridget she's a great singer, and she's a traditional person as well. So
now, for the last number, you've been joined by a couple of extra musicians here.
yes, that's right. Anne-Marie Broderick, Pat's wife, and John Dwyer, all the way down from Sligo, great flute player and pianist. And we have Eilish Donlan, local woman here, traditional person, teacher of music and so on. So we have a great gathering here at this stage.
Well, before we have the final song from Dick, just to thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed our very special programme as a tribute to one of Ireland's finest singers, and that's Dick Hogan. Now, don't forget the collection is out there, full box set of his wonderful songs, and there's a book to accompany it as well. And just check out his website. And don't forget, coming up after the break, we're heading over to Manchester to join Martin Logan, who's out and about with the Irish community in the UK. So all that's left me to say, thank you for watching, and slán go fóill. And here to take us out, Dick Hogan and his full traditional orchestra with the Darling Girl from Clare. So until next week, IHA.
We were sitting on the wall upon a Sunday just to watch the girls go by, and thinking we'd be married to one day when Caitlin caught our eye. Here a man, she was the makings of a fairy, and it made each by us swear there is not one girl in the whole wide world like the darling girl from Clare. So every man had got the finest plan you'd ever see now, pardon me now, and every day there's one of them would say that she'll agree now. You'll see now, things I well done now, though I haven't had a cow, of brass I've got my share, and so I know the way they ought to go about the darling girl from Clare. Now I never said a single word about her, but I met the girl that day. I told her I could never live without her, and what had she to say? Well, she said that you might go and see me father, so I met him then and there, and in less than an hour we were fighting for the dower of the darling girl from Clare. So every man had got the finest plan you'd ever see now, pardon me now, and every day there's one of them would say that she'll agree now. You'll see now. But late last night, while the moon was shining bright, I asked her if she'd share in me joys and me sorrows, and by God on tomorrow I'll be married to the girl from Clare.